Enjoying seeing everybody.
Here we are.
There we go.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, maybe just the feet. Hey, just the feet. All right. So nice to see everybody. Happy Thursday.
You too.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I hope you mostly feel the same.
Yes, we do.
Of course we do.
Oh, brilliant. That's good to hear. All right, so just a reminder that this is a virtual class. So any noise on your end we can hear. So please, if you get a phone call, if you have to ask somebody a quick question in your surroundings, anything like that, please put yourself on mute, and then you can unmute yourself so that we can hear your wonderful voice as you contribute to class discussion, ask questions, that sort of stuff. Make sure you do have a clear space to exercise in as best you can. Nothing to step on or trip over. Make sure your chair is sturdy, no wheelie chairs. And then just make sure you have something sturdy on your feet, whether that's bare feet or runners. Socks tend to be slippery, so do slippers, sandals, those kinds of things. Okay, so just make sure we're being as safe as possible. Okay, now let's start with our recovery breathing, just so that we get reminded about what that looks like, because we want to maintain it as best we can the whole class. So start with a hand on your belly. We're going to breathe in, fill up the belly, and then breathe out through pursed lips. Breathe in, out through pursed lips. Breathe in, out through pursed lips. Again, in, out through pursed lips. Now maintain that pattern. So even though I'm not going to cue you to do it anymore, you maintain that pattern. And we're going to start with taking an arm and reaching it out to the side one at a time. So maintain that breathing pattern and move one arm out to the side at a time. Excellent job, team. Okay, so keep up that belly breath. Keep up moving one arm out to the side at a time. And then what we're also going to do is we're just going to touch our leg out in front of us and back. And let's do same arm, same leg moving to start. Good. And if that step is too big of a step to start off with, then just lift your heel. Okay, remember everything we do in class can easily be adjusted, either to increase or decrease the intensity, whatever is best for you and your body today. Good. All right, so we're going to maintain this, but also change it up. So it's same side, opposite side. Same side, opposite side. So your arm and leg will end up going twice. Okay, so if we start on my left, then we've got same side. Now my arm goes twice, but now my right leg goes for a second time. Okay, so it's same side, opposite. 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 Shake it out. The shakeout is just a nice reset for your body and brain.
Especially
After
the
that
brain.
fun one. That's good, eh? So now step out to the side. Good. So we're stepping 1 foot out to the side at a time. Did you guys like that coordination?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
fabulous.
Fabulous. Well, we're going to do something similar. Well, not similar, equally as challenging, I should say, more correctly. All right, so as we're moving 1 foot out to the side at a time, can your opposite arm reach out in front of you? All right, now what I want you to think about is your arms are just going consistently 1 at a time forwards, okay? One arm, other arm, one arm, other arm. Now maintain that pattern, okay? So again, part of your brain is focused on just the arms are going at their consistent pattern. And now you're gonna step out twice with each foot before you switch. 1, 2, 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 switch. There we go. So this is where you kind of have to practice separating your brain, compartmentalizing the upper body and lower body, not trying to get it into a pattern of, oh, my arm moves as my leg moves. Because now what I'm going to get you to do is maintain the speed of your arms, whatever speed that is, and see if you can get your feet moving twice the speed. 1, 2, and then you switch. And I'm going to mess myself up if I count. I feel like that actually makes it harder. There we go. Another way to think of it is your foot steps out twice before your reaching arm comes back. Okay, but your arms are going at a consistent pace, but your legs are moving twice as fast. There we go. Remember to go at your own pace. Remember, I might be doing way more than you're capable of doing today, and that's okay. You have to listen to your body. And rest. Shake it up. Good. Quick reminder of that recovery breath, which is forwards on your forearms or on your hands. But we're just getting that forwards position, chest up, to help us open up our airways and help you better do your recovery breathing. Okay. Now I'm going to get you to tap a heel forward and then touch with both hands just below your knee. Okay. So it's a tap and touch, 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 tap, touch, tap, touch, tap, touch, tap, touch, tap, touch, tap, touch. There we go. And again, all that bending forward comes through your hips. I don't want your lower back rounding at all. Good work, team. Excellent. Remember to maintain that breathing pattern. And rest. Breathing pattern the whole time. Okay. Good. Cross your arms. Hold them kind of at chest level, so we're not crossing them like, we're holding them up in front of us. And I want you stepping out, out, in, out, out, in. And the reason I say out, out, in is because I'll often get people doing that foot pattern inside boxes or on tiled floor. So imagine your feet are inside a box, and now one at a time they step outside the square. Pretend there's a square on the ground, not a box. That's a 3D shape. Okay, and so start that pattern. The reason I've got your arms held up is so that you can see if your arms are tilting. That's a good indication that your hips and the rest of your body are too. And you try to keep the arms still. Don't let them lift and lower. Don't let them tilt. Keep them straight, level. Good. If you're feeling fairly comfortable with this movement, I'm going to get you alternating which foot steps out first. So notice alternating which foot starts the movement. Good trick of the trade is whatever foot comes back last starts the movement. So it comes back last, starts the movement. Comes back last, starts the movement. So hopefully that helps a couple of you make sense of alternating. Okay, remember you can do anything seated or standing. And if you are going to stand, please make sure you have balance support close by that you can easily grab hold of. Good, and shake it out. All right, I'm gonna get you to touch across behind you as if you're patting yourself on the back. And try to get a little bit of movement through that upper back, but not the lower back, right? So try to separate. The shoulder can turn, but your hips stay forward. So your shoulder turns that little bit. Now, if you have osteoporosis, then you do want to be cautious about rotation, any kind of rotation around the spine. So then you might just want to touch the arm across rather than rotating. But if rotating movements are safe for you, then you can add in that just little bit of rotation through the shoulders. It's one of those things that is a good movement to do, but not appropriate for everybody. There we go. Okay, now lift your knee at the same time, if you can. Otherwise, lift up just that heel. Nice. There we go. Awesome. Great job, everybody. Make sure you're maintaining your breathing pattern. All right, now changing the movement, take both hands, reach to one hip. So again, you can get your shoulders moving, but I don't want your hips. You can tell based on your knees. If one knee kind of shifts forward, I'm moving from the hips and lower back. But if you can keep your knees and hips level and just move from the shoulder, or sorry, we're reaching down now, then we're not rotating from the back. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good cue for you. If your knee shifts, you're moving from your lower back and your hips. I want you just moving from the shoulder. So touch across. So first just practice touching one hip and then the other while keeping those knees level. So think about tightening your glutes. And as soon as you tighten your glutes, your back should feel better. Even if it wasn't sore, it should just feel stronger, more stable. Okay. Now, once you feel like you have that movement, stretch out and touch. Stretch out and touch. Stretch out and touch. Stretch out and touch. Good. So see how far can you reach? Can the shoulder turn? But again, the knees and hips stay level. So now we're getting that little bit of tightness in the back of the shoulders. Again, be cautious if you've got osteoporosis or significant disc degeneration, right? Your doctor would have told you to be cautious about twisting or rotating at the back. So that's where you just want to keep things a little bit more level. So not trying to push the rotation, okay? Good. Now let's add in a kick. 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 Good. Kick. Kick. Good. There we go. Well done, everybody. That looks excellent. And rest, shake it out again. So some of you may need to get into that recovery position. Really make sure you are all focusing on that pursed lip exhale. And if you are somebody who needs active recovery, you're welcome to keep lifting and lowering your heels. You're welcome to get your arms moving. You're welcome to combine the movements, okay? So you take accountability for what your body needs. And I just want to take a moment to check in with all of you. Does anyone have any questions about the exercises yet today?
Yeah, they're really good.
Good.
Oh, good. Brilliant.
They're tough
Yeah, they're really tough on the
or
coordination
challenging,
today.
maybe is a better word.
I knew what you meant. You're great. We have an understanding.
Good.
Good. So this is a time though to check in where if you're going, hey, Jill, you know, I've noticed my shoulder is really sore today. Because then there's going to be things we'll need to change for you today. Okay. Or, hey, my back's not doing so great today. It's good to have that body check and kind of figure out, oh, how's my body feeling today? Okay. All right. So we're going to do a couple cardio intervals. I know, deep breath, brace yourself. And I want to remind you that the goal is moving for a full minute. So that's your first goal. I'm going to give you, I promise, I'll give you the 30-second warning, because if you need to work for 30 seconds, rest for a minute. But your goal is to work up to moving for that full minute. If you have no problem moving for a full minute, then your goal today is to try to push the intensity a little bit. Can you get yourself a little bit out of breath? Can you get yourself to the point where you can only say one sentence before you need to take a breath? You can't just talk nonstop. Okay? And then it's going to be 30 seconds of rest. Does everyone understand what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. If you don't, no worries. Don't feel embarrassed. It's important that we get some clarification. And I know for me, if someone were just to blab at me, I'd go, and would have no idea. So you let me know. Okay, we're going to start simple. We're going to start with just our marching. Now, remember, we've talked lots about how to adjust intensity, number of limbs moving. The more limbs that are moving at a time, the harder it is. Standing up, the greater range of motion, the harder it is. And the faster you go, the more challenging it is. We're going to start marching in 3, 2, and go. So really focus on your breathing pattern. And remember, the goal is, if you can, to keep moving for a full 30 seconds or a full minute. Make it challenging, but doable. If a full march you're not able to do, maybe you just move your arms for 30 seconds and then just move your legs for 30 seconds. That's 30 seconds right there. But do what you can to try to keep moving for that full minute. Maintain that breathing pattern. And then once you're able to move for a full minute without stopping and feels pretty comfortable, then we start pushing. Then we start going, okay, now we start working just a little bit harder for that full minute. 3, 2, and rest. We've got 30 seconds. So again, some of you may need some active recovery. So choose that lower intensity movement, whatever that looks like to you. Some of you need to get into that recovery position.
I'll be back in a minute, Jill.
No problem. Thank you. We've got 10 seconds left before we start again. And so again, that gives you some guidance. If you're going, uh-oh, that's not enough rest time, you might need to pull back the intensity on the minute of movement. All right, now marching again, but this time we're touching across to our opposite knee. So again, maybe you are just moving your arms for either a full minute or 30 seconds. And then you can adjust where you're lifting one leg or lifting one heel, because that's a lower range of motion. Do what you can to maintain movement. That's 30 seconds right there. Good. Keep up that breathing pattern, breathing out through pursed lips. Excellent. 3, 2, and rest. Now, I've been talking lots about how to reduce the intensity and some warning signs. Now, the flip side, if you finish that movement and you feel, I could have kept going, you got to work a little bit harder in that minute. Don't get past that 5 out of 10 on the breathless scale. So that 5 out of 10 is you're feeling a bit puffed, you're a little bit out of breath, but you can still take a full breath. Okay, you're not gasping for air. Gasping for, yeah.
I have a quick recap about breathing pattern.
About a quick recap of what, sorry?
Breathing pattern.
Breathing better?
Breathing pattern. That you keep
Oh,
saying.
yes, of course. So breathe in how you can. And a good way to think about it is either filling up your belly, or if you put your hands on your rib cage, or just imagine your hands on your rib cage, think about breathing in and pushing your hands away as you breathe in. So breathing out rather than up. Breathing out and then breathing out through pursed lips. So pretend you have 30 birthday candles in front of you and you need to blow them all out. It's not going to just take a sharp breath. You're going to have to go. Okay. So do your best to get into that. Our next movement pattern, everybody, is I want you lifting up overhead and reaching out to the side. So again, reaching all the way up overhead is a big range of motion. Maybe you don't go all the way overhead. Maybe you focus on just the feet. Maybe you mix it up. So again, focus on the breathing pattern. Breathing in and out through pursed lips. As we start working harder, you might not be able to take that deeper, slower breath, which is okay. Still focus on breathing out through pursed lips. It might sound more like a, okay, well, I've lost my pattern on my movement. We're past the 30-second mark. Almost there. Last couple of seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Again, get into that breathing pattern, even when you can't do the slower, deeper breath. Breathe out through pursed lips however you can until you start being able to take in that slower, deeper breath. Again, if that 30 seconds isn't a long enough recovery time for you, please take a longer recovery time. Maybe you rest for a full minute and then just work for 30 seconds. Okay, but it is up to you. Have accountability for what your body is capable of doing today in a challenging but doable way. Okay. Excellent. We're almost done with the cardio intervals. We've only got about 20 more.
Excellent. We got to review them.
That's right. Okay, now we're going to either stay seated, or if you're standing, you can kind of go into a little bit of a crouch. So a little mini squat. You're going to think about tightening your core, and we're going to pump our arms as fast as we can. Again, challenging but doable. And go. So maintain that breathing pattern. And again, at that 30-second mark, maybe you need to switch it up and move your feet instead. That's okay. First goal is to be able to keep moving for a minute. Then we start trying to increase the intensity a little bit. That's 30 seconds, so we're halfway. There we go. Breathe out through pursed lips. Good. 3, 2, and rest. Yesterday, I asked my morning group, or I told my morning group that we had so much fun in class, and they looked at me, and one of them goes, "You need to re-look up the definition of fun." I said, "I did. It has my face next to it."
That's priceless.
So if you keep telling yourself you're having so much fun, it does make a difference.
Yeah.
All right, team. Now I'm going to get you lifting and lowering your heels. So try to get the feet bouncing. And again, try to get as many as you can. Ready and go. So lifting and lowering the heels. Good. And we're going to throw in bending and straightening the arms. So I wanted you to get the heels first. Maintain that breathing pattern.
I'm so uncoordinated. It's not even funny.
Then just focus on the heels. Bounce the heels. Up, down, up, down, up, down. That's 30 seconds. 99? You did 99?
No, I'm just kidding you.
Well, do as many as you can. You've only got 15 seconds left or less. There we go. Just about there. Again, the goal is just to move for a minute and rest. Okay, remember that recovery position. Good. Breathe out through pursed lips. Awesome job, team. All right, have we had enough cardio today?
No.
No?
Said that.
Okay, then one more.
Okay. Can do it.
Awesome.
And if you ever thought I wouldn't call a bluff, you're wrong. All right, team, last one. We're going to have a bit of a game of it. We're going to touch our head. We're going to touch our shoulders. Then our tops of the knees. And then just below the knees. So head, shoulders,
knees,
and toes.
Head.
And we're just going to repeat that pattern. So I know the song wants you to touch your knees and toes a couple of times. We might get into that for the last couple seconds, but let's just get a couple repetitions in. Now remember, keep your chest and head up. Don't bend over too far. And it's really about, can we get those arms moving? Good. We've got 20 seconds left. So now everybody's singing together. Ready? Heads, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes.
5,
And then,
5,
and rest. There we go. I couldn't remember the last part.
Isn't it My Fair Lady?
That's what I thought it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
The moment one of you said it, I went, ah, that's right.
We used to do eyes, ears, mouth, and nose.
Heads
And
and
toes.
shoulders, knees
To
and
the
toes,
ends. Knees and toes, knees and toes,
Heads
shoulders,
and
knees
shoulders,
and toes,
knees and toes,
eyes, ears,
knees and
mouth,
toes,
and nose.
and hands and ears and eyes and nose. Heads and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Heads and shoulders.
You know, that is the full version.
Yeah.
And I've heard
That's very
both. I've
good.
heard Fair Lady. I've heard eyes, ears, mouth, and nose. I like the eyes, ears, mouth, and nose because it's a good reminder of what not to touch with your hands during flu season.
Yes. Should have that on the bus.
They should. They should sing it every time you walk on the bus.
It's like it's a
Don't
small
touch.
world at Disneyland. That comes on when you enter the bus.
That's right. That's right. Okay, do we feel like we had a good recovery?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, that's okay. Please take more time for yourself. Get into the recovery position. Really focus on that breathing pattern, breathing out through pursed lips. But if you do feel recovered, wonderful. We've got a couple of strength exercises to do today. So please grab your weight.
Oh, wait.
All right. So holding the weight, again, you can do this standing or seated. But we're going to hold your weight or soup can or water bottle, whatever you're using, in one hand. Now, we're just going to lean forward, again, straight back. Lean forward till the weight just passes your knee. And then we're going to come up and lift the weight to our shoulder and then reset it. So it's down, up, reset, down, up, reset, down, up, reset. Now, the goal here, gang, is when you bend over, again, you shouldn't be able to get too far. That's how you know you should feel a bit tight at the hips, front of the hips. That's how you know you're not pulling through your back. Okay. And when you come up out of that position, Really think about pushing off your feet. You should feel those glute muscles tighten up. Good. There we go. Brilliant job, everybody. All right, now rest there, switch hands. Down and up. And again, if you're only bending through the hips, your back shouldn't get sore. If you feel like your back is getting sore, you need to be super cautious of kind of sticking that bum out behind you. Yes, even if you're seated, and really bend from just the hips. This is what it looks like to bend from my back. Okay, so get up, your shoulders should be open. If you were wearing a name tag, someone should be able to read that name tag. Okay, so if the chest is down, can't read the name tag, got to point it up. And we've got a couple on this side. How's it feeling, everybody?
Good. Good.
Good.
Brilliant. Are you starting to really push off your feet?
Yeah.
Feel your glutes kicking in? Excellent. So just a couple more. It is helpful, I should have said this at the beginning, helpful to breathe out as you come back up. That's the point of highest effort. So whatever part of the movement has the most effort, that's where it's most helpful to breathe out when the work is being done. Good, and rest. Now we're gonna hold the weight, one weight in two hands. We're going to push it out in front of us, bring it back, and then we're gonna lift the weight and lift a knee. Now, if you wanna go all the way up overhead, you can. The goal for this particular movement though, gang, is to tuck your elbows in. And when we tuck our elbows in, it tightens at the back of the shoulders, and you're usually not able to go all the way up, but you're gonna go, oh, I can feel that in the back of my shoulder blades. Good. Okay, it also takes some strain off the shoulder, so it's a good way to build that stability in your shoulder. So again, out, up, but press those elbows in like you're trying to touch your elbows together. And then down. We're alternating which leg is lifting. And if you're just starting out, first couple of classes back, then do 5 to 10, then rest. Don't push it. Keep it challenging but doable. Don't get yourself exhausted for the rest of the day. Good work, everybody. Good. Last one. And rest. Woo! Boy, that's fun. Did everyone feel that in the back of their shoulders?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Very good. You might want to just gently shrug, shake out the shoulders. It can help it kind of reset. All right. Okay. Now, the last one we're going to do in this series, you're going to stick your leg out in front of you. And you're going to tighten that thigh muscle, lift it up and down. Now, the tighter you consciously clench that muscle, the harder this exercise is going to be. Okay, so clench, lift, down. Yes, you can do this standing. And if you feel anything in your lower back, two things could be happening. You might be leaning back to pull that leg up. So it's using your back muscles. And you might just want to sit back in your chair so that your back is supported. But really consciously focus on clench tight, hard, 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 lift, and down. Good. Feel free to put your hand there. You can feel the muscle under your hand. It clenches, tightens up in order to lift. Good. Can everyone feel that in their muscle?
Yes.
Good. If you don't, you need to clench it. It's the difference between just closing your hand and actually clenching your hand tight. That's the difference. Don't just flex the muscle and lift it. Clench the muscle hard, lift, and down. Okay. One more on this side. Clench tight, lift, and down. And of course, if that's too much intensity, then don't clench as hard. Focus on just trying to lift and maintain that straight leg. All right, moment of truth. I'm gonna do my left leg. So everyone should have switched legs. We're clenching tight to lift. And down. Clench. Lift. Down. Good. Clench that leg, lift it up and down. Clench that leg, lift it up and down. Clench and lift, down. Clench and lift. Good work, everybody. So this is a really great exercise to practice. One, if you want to start building some strength in your legs. Two, if you've got sore knees. Okay. This is kind of the first step to safeguarding them. It'll help you with your sit to stand. It'll help you climb stairs. But if those things are quite challenging, this is a great place to start. Good. And rest. Good. How'd that feel, everybody?
Good.
Good.
Muscle a little bit tired?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. All right. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to get you. You can put your weight to the side, but if you want it more challenging, the exercise more challenging, just hold it at your chest. Okay. But you're going to sit at the edge of your seat. We're going to cross our arms over and we're going to lean backwards. And we're going to go super slow. And you're only going to lean backwards to the point where you feel your core tighten up. Because if you keep sitting up tall and lean back, your core, those abdominal muscles have to tighten up to prevent you from going backwards. Okay. And if you start feeling it, if your back starts getting sore, just make sure ribs and hips are stacked. So we're not slumped, but we're also not arching back. Ribs and hips. So even if you put your fingertips kind of right on either side of your belly button, and once you feel those muscles tighten up, that's where you stop. And I'm not going very far back. Hold, and then come back forwards. Back, hold, and then forwards. And when I come forwards, I'm pulling through my belly button. Good. Well done, team. hold, and forwards. Back, hold, and forwards. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. And shake it out. Now, hang your hands by your side. Again, you can hold the weight in one hand if you want to make it more challenging. And reminder, if you do have osteoporosis or that significant degeneration in your spine, hold on one moment because I'll show you how to adjust this. Otherwise, you're really slowly bending to the side. Keep that core tight. And then you're going to pull through your core to come back up. So it's down just to the side with the weight. And pull it back up. And you don't want to be holding a weight in each hand because then when you bend to one side, this side doesn't have to work hard because the weight is counterbalancing. So you don't want to weight there. You want to weight in this hand, pull yourself back up. Now, for those of you that were waiting for my next instructions, you're going to cross and you're going to do about an inch. You're going to kind of rock and then back. So notice I'm not getting that bend. I'm rocking and back. Super slow. Rock, back. If you just start doing this like a ticking clock, your muscles have no chance to actually really work hard. You have to put the effort in of making them work hard. So it's slow, like you're trying to fall to the side as slowly as possible. That's a good way of thinking of it. Fall to the side of your chair as slowly as possible, but you also don't want to fall. Good. You should be feeling that around the core, those obliques working hard. And count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. And if you go super slow, and again to the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up. You'll notice I didn't go down very far. And you probably should have switched sides at this point. My bad.
Yeah, I did.
Good. There's usually you've got a good idea of when I'm getting on a tangent, and you can look after your own reps.
Yeah, after about 30 and you're still talking, it's time to switch over.
That's right. Good. I'm helping you develop self-sufficiency. Good. Well done, everybody. All right. I'm going to do 3 more on this side just to balance it out a little bit. And you should be tightening your core, and it's okay if you kind of feel you really need to make sure you're maintaining your breath, because the moment you tighten your core, it's really easy to also tighten your diaphragm to help you stabilize your core. But then you're not breathing. Then you're holding your breath, and that's not good. So please, as we do any sort of core exercises, anytime I tell you to tighten your core, you have to really focus on maintaining your breathing pattern. And rest, shake it out. All right, everybody. It's time to stretch. Woo! Ted looks excited. Ted looks excited. Pull up one arm. You can either press from the elbow or wrap it around, whatever feels best for you. Now remember, it's stretch time, the perfect time to chat, to comment, to ask questions, tell a joke. It's a free for all now.
Who's first?
Don't all speak at once.
So maintain that breathing pattern. Switch arms. Anyone have any questions for today?
We're not very talkative, are we?
No.
We're all on mute.
Well, this is the time to unmute. This is social, not hour, but social minute.
Yes.
To have fun.
That's right. Stand out a leg.
You had called me this morning regarding the music group, and you had mentioned.
Oh, keep stretching, gang.
A choir group at Mickelson.
Oh, thanks, Brian. Perfect. All right, so we're kind of reaching towards our toes, stretching out the back of that leg.
Could you tell us that exercise that we're supposed to do at the sink? Remember the one at the kitchen sink that we're supposed to do?
I
Could you
sure
show us
do
that
remember.
one again?
Yep. So go ahead and switch legs that you're stretching. So the kitchen sink exercise, I don't really have a great area to show it because you got to, the purpose of holding on to the sink is that you use your arms and you can even lean back a little bit. So like using a table doesn't work because I can't grip it, but pretend there's the kitchen sink. I can actually get my hands around it and grip it. So you can get your bum back to take some pressure off the knees, but you're just doing a squat, a type of sit to stand, holding on to that kitchen sink, but your arms get to do a bunch of the work. So you go down, you lean back slightly, where if I were to let go, you'd stumble. That's why you need to have either the kitchen sink or a handrail. That's why a table doesn't work. And then to come back up, you really use your arms to help you. So what that does is it helps you develop strength in your legs for walking, for your sit to stands, for climbing stairs. But it takes some weight off the legs so that you actually can build up that strength.
Thank
you.
Don't try to do the dishes while you're doing it.
Yeah, can't do the dishes. You got to actually hold on to the sink. That's right. All right, so grab underneath your chair gently. And you're going to reach up with your other hand. And whatever hand is holding underneath the chair, you're just going to slightly tilt your head away from that hand. Taking a deep breath in and out. Slowly switch arms. Gently tilt your head away from the hand holding under the chair. And breathe in and out. And slowly reset. Now just drop a leg behind you, or you can turn sideways in your seat, but we want to stretch out the front of that hip. Ooh, any other questions, gang?
You're just such a good teacher. We don't need to ask you anything.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, it could be questions on things I didn't even talk about.
Is it cold in Kelowna like it is Vernon?
It is. Not happy about it.
No.
But it's not even the cold, it's the wind.
Yes.
It's really windy.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
No.
That's right.
Couple of days and it'll warm up.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Got to get through the shoveling first.
Yeah.
Oh, it's snowing where you are.
Not yet.
No.
Oh, good.
It's becoming though.
Switch.
Well, we got good 8 inches on the island here.
Wow, that's unusual.
Yeah.
Who did you anger?
At least the sun's out today.
That's good.
Yeah, it's beautiful out, but cool.
Yeah.
I was looking at maybe doing a little trip for a couple days to the island. At the end of March though, so it better warm up by then.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
It'll be nice by then.
A lot of their flowers are out, you know, in Victoria.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And say by the end of March, the cherry blossoms will be finished.
Wow.
Ooh, there we go. Rest there. All right, team, let's take in our deep finishing breath. Let's aim for a 4-second inhale, 5-second exhale. But of course, you go by your capacity, what you are capable of. You can keep a hand on your belly. You can lift overhead on the inhale or out to the side. So we're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shake it out, team.
Good shape, good shape, good shape.
Wonderful job today, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.